we've got quite a number of questions about the ego and about losing the ego that have been sent in. So the first question, Babaji, is you say that ego is the basic problem. Why? Why is ego the basic problem?
Though ego is a very wide subject, but basically, how you get into the ego, forgetting your real self, you have identified yourself in a smaller area with a small structure called this physical body. And a ego becomes a hurdle to progress, that when one thinks, I know better than anybody else in the world, I know things well, I don't have to know anything. So that is a hurdle. Like our Guru said, never stop the learning process. You don't know from where you get something to learn. You must be open to learning always. That is your humility, which is very important. So if you become egoistic, now I know I have done tapas, I know everything. That means I know nothing and I haven't done any tapas at all. So that is the reason why ego is considered a basic problem, a hurdle for progressive life on this earth, or the spiritual practices, or anything to learn. So every moment there is something to learn, we have to learn. Like even after tapas also, we learned so many things of the world. Slowly I practiced to keep the mind into the touch of the brain so that I can teach the right things to the people of this world, and I can enlighten them about the truth. So all these things we went on learning how to do that one, how to keep myself awake for this world. Otherwise, in the beginning, 1 or 2 years, it was quite, I used to remain quite dazed. But of course, in those years, Ambaji helped me very much to understand the world, to know about people. So all these things.
Thank you, Babaji. So where does this ego, this sense of individuality come from? Is there a source?
It is simply a misidentification and firm belief that as the thing. Now, what has happened? Somewhere the consciousness of the self has dropped into an imagination that is generally known as by becoming a little bit corrupted, by becoming insecure and identifying itself. So, thus, the consciousness has shifted from itself to the body. It is stuck with the brain's reflections. Though brain is a wonderful organ and it's very helpful for us to live in this world, to work, to operate everything, but if we allow ourselves to be stuck to whatever the brain reflects, that is a bondage. So that is how an ego has occurred. Okay, and then we have identified because of the consciousness is so stuck. Okay, even if somebody pinches or you pinch yourself, so that pain will come. You will, because the brain reflects through the nervous system, it all reaches. So by then we have identified that means this body as me. Our parents gave us a name and everybody started calling us in that name. And when everybody called us in that name, already our consciousness has settled into the body. So that's why we always feel as if we are the body. That's what we have to remove and find out the truth through the practice of meditation. So that is the basic source of ego that has occurred.
Thank you, Babaji. Another question is, why does losing the ego have to be so painful? Can it be painless, just dissolve away?
If one can realize the impermanence and that anything that has appeared and is going to disappear cannot be me, and have trust in the Guru's Upadesha, the teachings, and then practice meditation, then it becomes quite easy. It can be. Simply if you surrender to the Master, so that way I feel very much fortunate to have found such a great guru like Shiva Balayogi, and I am really grateful to the grace of Shiva Balayogi or our own destiny that I simply fell in love with him, and there was no place for any other ego. So then, whatever he wanted, we just did it. Whatever he, that became our life's aim, our life's foremost priority duty. When we considered things as a duty, then ego dissolved. So there was no such thing that why I should be doing, why not this. This type of ego troubles people. So when we came to ashram 50 years ago, and there was no problem whether even we had to dust the ashram or eat anything that was given or do any work that was given that we found. And after nobody had to ask us to do, we went on doing. Oh, this is our duty, we have to keep this clean. This is our duty, we have to keep the things like that. Like that we went on. So there was no ego. We get to see the present day generation of youngsters have reservations. Oh, do we have to dust also? Like that they start thinking. So they expect glamorous things, given some higher level tasks. So not these things. Whereas Swamiji taught me, like if you clean the toilets of the ashram, you will know the essence of Bhagavad Gita. That's the basic thing, to lose ego, humility. That is how if you surrender to the master, so these things becomes quite easy. Otherwise, like Swamiji said, one important thing, when you come to me, come as a devotee, surrendering. Forget if you are a army officer or if you are a businessman, if you are a royal person. Don't come as a general or brigadier or as a Maharaja or any such thing. Just come as a devotee. So, British people, when you go to somebody's home, you take out your coat and keep on the stand and just enter the house. That is the proper manners you consider. In the same way, Swamiji used to joke and said, when you come to the gate, take out your ego that you are a general or you are a royal person, leave it at the gate, just come as a devotee with all your humility. Then only you will pay attention to what I have to teach and you will be able to learn anything. Otherwise, your ego will not allow you to learn anything. You will just sit as a general. Oh, I'm a VIP. I just come here to talk. Especially, I have permission to sit with Swamiji and gossip something, whatever pleases him, whatever pleases. Such people always imagine that some talking like politics or anything might be pleasing to Swamiji. Nothing like that. Swamiji was never pleased. He was always pleased on his own. So if you asked a spiritual question discussed, he would answer. If it was not though, he would gossip. So, or he would keep quiet, like that. So like that they all wasted their time. They came with such an ego and they couldn't lose it. And they couldn't learn anything. 40 years later, we have found their behavior such pathetic and unfortunate, such things that when they behaved, the mind didn't seem to be purified at all. They always maintained that selfish ego of the body. I am this, and how dare any person, the mustache, turning the mustache, that is known as. So that is what happens. So it's important to surrender to the master. That will become very easy to lose the ego.
Thank you, Babaji. There's a question that follows this. Somebody's asked, if one surrenders the ego at the master's feet, do they surrender all their actions and the results of their actions? And does that mean that he or she is just trying to escape their parabdha?
Results of the action, not all the actions. You don't have to give up anything. A real yogi, a master, doesn't demand that you have to give up your home, you have to give up your business, and you have to give up this, you have to give up that. No such demand, nothing. Simply you have to lose ego. You are ready to surrender the fruits of the karma. Whatever comes, you will accept. Then you will have peace. And you will always try, you will not give up. So master will advise you also. You put an effort. You don't give up the efforts. That is important. That is escapism. You don't want to do anything, sit in a corner. Oh, surrendered everything to the master. So then that will be the result. Then you have to accept. You have to act upon. Don't have to surrender. Mentally, if you surrender, don't analyze, don't make judgments, just do it as a duty. The commander has asked us and we do it.
So how important is acceptance in all of this spiritual path and losing the ego?
See, if there is no acceptance, the mind becomes frustrated, disappointed, and in that disappointment and frustration, we might have a tendency to blame our master also. Oh, I believed him and he didn't give me what I wanted. This is such a wrong thing. The master cheated me. He did not give me the kingdom that I wanted. Like that, you start thinking and you blame God, you blame your guru. Except yourself, you start blaming everybody else and you want to hold them as a scapegoat for all your failures because you are unable to accept. Like many times people ask this question, how to make the best judgment, how to know that we are doing the right thing. There is no such thing that a right thing or a wrong thing. You do what you want to do. When the result comes, you simply accept it, and that is that you did the right thing. If it's not acceptable, then you did the wrong thing. You will regret. So you never have a regret. We came to ashram, there was no regret, and I accepted whatever came because I did not have any expectations ki in which building Swamiji will place me, in which ashram he will place me, or in which status he will place me, what are the promotions he will give me. There was no such expectations at all. We just came to serve and serve, that's it. So like that we never had any expectation. So it was peaceful. Everything was acceptable. Otherwise, if you have an expectation, oh, if I come to the ashram, will Babaji make me the president of the ashram, give me all the power so that I can kick out whomever I don't like. I will ask only such people whom I like. So such people come with their own agenda and they don't stay for longer. After some time, they leave Babaji and they reject Babaji and go away. This is what we have seen. Even in Swamiji's life also, we saw people doing such things. Suddenly losing that attachment, they showed so much of devotion, so much of attention. Oh, he is the greatest devotee as him. Then suddenly one day they lost that faith. They lost that attachment to Swamiji because a certain thing they expected did not happen. We have seen this. So that is why surrender and acceptance, all these things are very important because you never know what type of result will come. You put an effort. You just do it. Like, I'm telling my own experience, that is easy for me. That's how I did it. Remember when my mother asked, how do you know whether he is a genuine yogi or not? I told her, I don't know whether he is a yogi or a bad guy or whoever it is. What I know is I have fallen in love. There is no space for any regret. Nothing to feel dejected. Everything is acceptable for me. I will just go, I won't regret, send me. So like that you have to fall in love with the master. If you go on analyzing, everything you start analyzing. Why Babaji is talking like this? Why Babaji is not talking like this? Why Babaji is eating this? Why Babaji is not eating? Everything your mind starts analyzing and you get confused because you would have expected a yogi to be like this. Oh, they should be having only air and not eat anything. And they should not going to restroom at all. This type of also we came across people asking us. So that's what happens. The acceptance goes there and these analyzing effects disturbs the mind, confuse us, and you lose faith in yourself, faith in the master, and everything you lose, that becomes a ego.
Can I say Babaji?
Amba has a comment to make here, please.
Baba like always says that acceptance only brings the peace and expectations brings the sorrow, disappointment. If you have too many expectations, definitely, because nothing can come out, means the result cannot be the way you expect them. There is no guarantee, he always says that. But if you But if you accept whatever comes, then it's peaceful. Like Baba said, in my life also with Baba and in the ashram, I have seen people coming and going. Means I have seen people who have claimed that they are ready to lay their life for Baba. But it's not, old saying, it's not the words. What you do is matter. What your work, your surrender matters than your words. There are people who claim a lot of things, but when it
Lip
comes,
service.
Baba saying lip service, they come with the lip service and with lot of expectations. They can say, oh, I can do this for Baba, I can do that for Baba. But when it comes to surrender and get it done, very few stay. And that's where disappointment and unhappiness come to their life, and they put the blame again also onto the guru, that the guru did this. But they forget that where were they standing and what they did, and wherever they were not fitting in the perfect, as a disciple. Or so it's very funny. Only the expectation, unconditional unconditional acceptance only can bring the peace and only can bring the happiness. And unconditional acceptance only are you get the true teachings also from the guru. Otherwise, it's all your imagination. You see the guru according your mind, you judge the guru according your mind. You even not only the guru in the physical form, you judge the God also according to your limited mind, limited thinking. So what Baba is saying is his life's practical teaching. He has lived that life.
So that is how acceptance is very important.
So on that, probably 99.99% of us, in going to the ashram, if we spend time in the ashram with Babaji and Ambaji, in truth, all of us do come with some expectations. We don't mean to, but that is our nature. And although we try to surrender, it's very difficult to truly surrender. So our ego is there and it trips us up and it causes pain and stings. How can we get over that as that happens?
So this is what delays the actual self-realization or the mind going into such a samadhi experience. So these things delays. The sooner that one can get out of this expectations, what means, like another example, for 20 years I used to pray, please Swamiji, appear from some fruit or something, or some potato or something, you appear and make me to sit for tapas. It didn't happen. Continued praying, please come out of some fruit, or out of your photo, or out of the wall, out of the pillar, somewhere you come and make me sit. It didn't happen. We continued. Never any disappointment. I used to think maybe something, there is less, my faith is not up to the mark that is required to click the shot. So that's what I used to think. So I need to develop more faith, surrender. That means I must keep quiet, just accept it if it's not happening. So it's simply the prarabdha that it's not happening. Someday it will come. So like that we continued praying, never gave up, simply accepted. Acceptance was there. So like that, never felt any disappointment. Oh, something wrong, and my faith is not up to the mark, my surrender is not yet complete. Somewhere a little bit of iota, something is there, expectation. I think I must not expect him to appear and make me to sit for tapas also, then he will definitely came. One day he came, when I did not expect anything. So that is the acceptance, and that's what you have to, everybody must try. It's not easy as we are talking. It can be quite painful if you can bear that pain, that humiliation type of pain. So if the master is allowed to humiliate you, That is another great thing, that you can lose the ego very easily. The master should be permitted, allowed. You should not have any complaint. If the master scolds you in front of hundreds of people, he humiliates you. That's wonderful. He loves me. Master loves me. So that is very difficult, isn't it? So you seem to be bewildered by this answer, Michael.
Yeah.
I understand you all. Don't worry. One day it will come. We will pray for you. This surrender will come for everybody. Master's grace.
Thank you, Babaji. You brought back a few memories for me. Another question. Is there a difference between being egotistical and being self-confident? Is self-confidence also important?
Yes. Self-confidence, that's what gives you faith. Faith in the master. Surrender to the master. That means you are confident of what you are doing. Otherwise, ego is different. Ego will not allow you to be self-confident. Ego always confuses you. Hey, should I do this or should I not do this? If I do, will people make fun of me? If I do, am I surrendering? Am I not doing proper? Even if now, should I not be doing like this? The confusion occurs. But if you are self-confident, you will go for that simply. That's it.
Somebody else has asked, if we lose the ego, do we lose the identity of friends and family, brothers and parents, so their actions do no longer affect us?
You see, you don't have to lose the identity of anybody. You don't have to stop loving your own kith and kin. No problem. Just mentally you have to lose the ego. Should not become agitated by any one attachment. That is the moha. So everything is impermanent. You love people. You behave very normally with all your family, everyone. You have a right to love. So that love must not become an obstacle for you to go for self-realization. That is all needed. See, that is important. You have to appear for an important examination. So that is the highest. You have to study well. So while doing this, you are with siblings, you are with family, you might be with parents, with wife, with husband, anything. So you love them. You don't have to give up loving all of them. But your love to them must not become an obstacle that you are unable to read and prepare yourself for the examination and you are unable to write anything properly. That is wrong. That is all. So you focus to prepare yourself. Love everybody. Love everybody in the world. But be alert that you don't become egoistic for any small things. So don't feel agitated. Any such thing happens. So just keep going spiritually. You have to separate these two things. You just love for sake of love. You don't have any expectations from anybody. Then you can overcome ego also. If there is no ego, you won't be troubled. You are at peace all the time, smiling, no problem. No problem attitude will come. So like this you can go.
You mentioned earlier about just serving as a duty. Everything for you was just a duty. And it didn't have to be a duty specifically to Swamiji. Everything became a duty to Swamiji.
Yeah, if you can visualize your Guru everywhere, if you can keep that in the mind, so then you can definitely achieve that also is possible. If you see everywhere Swamiji, just go on doing whatever you have to do it. Don't have any reservation. Why should I do this? Why not this? I have to do. Just like I just choose to be in the ashram and I went on doing. If you have chosen to be a householder, you can go and still you can be a devotee of Swamiji and you can be a disciple of Swamiji. You can be a great devotee. You can surrender. See him everywhere. And just go on. Don't go into analyzation. Just do it as a duty. That's fine.
If I'm criticized unfairly by somebody, it annoys and upsets me. is it wrong to be annoyed with that person if they're acting in the wrong?
You see, instead of getting annoyed with the person, try to see where you were weak. Strengthen yourself. Mentally, you strengthen yourself that nobody should be able to affect you mentally. Nobody should be able to give you a disappointment, a blood pressure, or any such thing. First thing is important. Thus, you are defending yourself. You are trying to keep yourself intact. Then, physically or in the world, is there anything that you have to defend a larger cause, your property or your body, anything is needed, then do that one. While doing all these things, you don't have to lose your mental peace. You don't have to be annoyed all the time with the other person. Because when you get annoyed, you will be remembering that person and that person's doings. Then your mind can become corrupted. Then you lose the energy to defend yourself. Instead, plan how to defend yourself. In which way that you can update yourself more better, mentally, physically, in this world, every way. Keep planning like that. So you can plan. Means a planning is required in the mind, but you don't have to lose temper because you might get confused. So for a while then anger might come, but keep it in a softer way so that that will motivate you to defend yourself. You have to work for that one. So these two things are quite different. Everybody need to understand my answer. I'm not asking you just take the humiliation. Not that. You have a right to defend yourself. If necessary, walk away from that person. You don't have to be a servant to that person or even friend to that person. If that person is not worthy of being a friend, give it up. That's fine. If that person is trying to trouble your property or your physical body, you mind mentally anything, defend yourself. You are yourself. Nobody has a right to humiliate you. It is simply that person's ego. He thinks that he is great, that's why he is trying to humiliate you. And nothing is going to happen to you. You are perfectly all right. You are that Atman. In the physical state, a person might, for a while, might become successful to humiliate you. But then develop yourself, update yourself. Go into that one, not with a vengeance, just for sake of defending yourself. Be determined with all self-confidence. So that's how Swamiji used to tell this. Even if anybody is troubling you, answer them with your actions, with your karma. You don't have to lose energy by shouting unnecessarily, mentally becoming troubled or having blood pressure. But develop yourself. Then you would leave that person much behind, way behind. Any such people that behaved like that with us, we have left them back in 1994. We have come to 2021. And they have not developed, they are still there. We have risen above that level and we have that supreme peace. We have our Master's grace with us. We have Master with us and we are at the lotus feet of the Master. And we don't need anybody's certificate for this. Like that. You defend by actions, updating yourself.
So that leads to another question, which was how Swamiji trained you to lose your ego. It sounds like you had virtually no ego anyway, but still he trained you?
Yeah, the same ego gets converted into self-confidence and the determination, disciplined practice I must achieve. That need not become a vengeance. That is simply I need to achieve it for myself. We don't need anybody's certificate. We have to do that one and we have to put an effort and we are not going to give up. We won't be disappointed even if it doesn't happen till the last breath of life. But we will try. We will not give up. Like that he trained. Means do or die. Like even when he made to sit for tapas also, either your dead body must come out or you come out as a yogi. That is the determination we have to do. Like you sit here in the Zoom class for 1 hour, you just remain determined. Either when I get up, I will have peace, or I would be dead. don't take very seriously. Ambaji is laughing and pinching me. What type of answers you keep giving? Okay, that was what Swamiji taught me. I'm sorry, I don't mean this to all of you. Slowly, slowly you all achieve. Every day you sit down. Remain that determination. I will just watch. Means I will just watch. I won't give up. Come what may be. So that attitude, that will help you. Sorry to all participants.
So after realization, is there still some form of ego still remaining even after realization?
So like Ramana Maharshi said, one example beautifully, when the fan is running fast and you switch off, after switching off also, that fan runs for a while, the energy is still there a little bit. So like that, a small sattvic ego, an attachment to the master, he is my all in all, my beloved. So we have to carry on conveying the message, what he wanted to convey, what he wanted to teach people, encourage people to meditate, enlighten them how important this silent meditation, explain to them what does this mean, to be silently watching means. So this is what is important. So that has served as the ego to care for this body a little bit. Otherwise, there is nothing else to achieve. So then the body gets dropped soon. You won't feel interested to keep the body at all, because you just immersed in the self, and that supreme peace is always there. So, but certain duties you adopt without getting binding yourself. As long as possible, we try to do it. So that is sattvic ego. Maybe it need not be an ego also, a sattvic duty-bound things that we imagine to keep this body.
Thank you. And also, sometimes, Babaji, you talk about a larger cause, seeing a larger cause. Is there a danger that that can also become egotistical?
So when there is a larger cause, you are not imagining yourself to be this body in a narrow-minded way. Like if we defend this ashram, it's for devotees, the spiritual seekers should be able to come and sit peacefully and do sadhana. So that is the purpose. So this is not my home that I have to keep intact so that I can enjoy the luxury and I just be comfortable, keep sleeping all the time. No. So we are always busy working, trying to keep the things clean, maintain the building property, defend the property wherever necessary, because this is not for me and I am not going to give this to my nephew or a son or a grandson. There is no such thing. For the next generation of spiritual seekers, so we want to convey, this is what my Guru taught me, this is what my Guru wanted you all to learn. So you are fortunate, you have come here to this meditation hall, practice meditation, have faith in Shiva Balayogi, have faith in Swamiji, he will protect you, he is the divine Guru, like that. For this purpose only, larger cause, that we have to work and we have to defend. Otherwise, we can sit anywhere. You see, today we have hundreds of thousands of devotees are there. Everybody will be happy. Even if I go to them for 1 day or 2 days also, they will be very happy. They will feed me. I can simply go from one place to another, don't have to do anything else. Keep sleeping and eat what when they give it to me. The life would go, but not. Swamiji used to talk about this. He used to talk about another saint. He said, that saint, you see, he spent all his time in royal palaces only sitting there, say, eating all the time. He didn't do any mission work. He didn't develop any such mission. Like that Swamiji used to tell. So we saw Swamiji in his life. When he went to the palace also, and he went to a small hut also, to a small village also, to a city, wherever he went, he used to insist evenings, like, let people do meditation. Whoever came, he used to make them sit for meditation and ask them to do some devotional songs, bhajans. Like he would give darshan, he would ask them, you have anything to ask, he would bless vibhuti and give. Like that he carried on his work. Even when he was ill also very strongly in Bangalore, so he would insist of coming out and sitting on the dais to give darshan. He would tell, by from a long distance devotees come, they will feel very sad if I don't give darshan. I don't have to take rest enough for me, so let me go and sit down. So like that he continued the mission. So that is very important. You don't live for yourself in a narrow-minded way. You live for a larger cause always, for others.
Thank you. So you've mentioned that the devotee should give the master the authority to help us to lose the ego. Does that mean that the master works on us directly or through just anybody we come across? Because for most devotees, they're not physically with Babaji.
That is a classified information. The master will reserve how he wants to act upon. He can just scold you, or he can just ignore you, not talk to you for some time, and he can keep you at a distance, and he may not give you your expectations. He may just keep you come and go, that's all. That person might have expectations. I must be able to keep going closer to Babaji, and he should come, should allow me to go to his room and sit with him and enjoy the privileges. No such thing. He might do anything he wants. So if it's acceptable, you don't give up. You are with the master just for sake of. And some other people might be there, like you are all there working for me. Somebody may not like to sit with you all. Oh, I don't like these people, I cannot trust them anything because they don't make me sit on their head. I want to give up this mission. That also has happened practically. We just don't want to mention names, but we are, for educational purpose only, we are discussing that people do it. If they have such expectations, what to do? The master tests them. When we test them, they miserably fail. Naturally, this happens by grace of our Guru. He makes us test unknown to me also. I myself don't know what I will behave, what I will think about anybody. So when we do that one, we try to be more careful. So we don't want to hurt anybody. We try to, but often it becomes so difficult to fulfill everybody's wishes. I cannot make them president of the mission, everybody. It's not possible. If somebody is the president, somebody will have to be a volunteer. Somebody will have to be a devotee, somebody will have to work, somebody will have to come, somebody will have. So ultimately everybody has to adjust. If they are unable to adjust, their ego will stop them from progressing. This is what happens. So they will fail miserably when we try to test them. They look for any glamorous thing. Oh, I am not given this assignment, and we don't see much people, big people here. We should go to such places where there are large gatherings, where we can become a VIP devotee. That type also people have behaved and told, in fact, openly. I told, okay, what can I do? I'm sorry.
So I think I remember you saying once in the early days when you were in Dehradun, some people came and caused you difficulties. But you took that as a test from Swamiji, as if Swamiji had sent them. Was that just your way of mentally dealing with it, or did you totally believe that Swamiji sent them?
If anybody came and behaved like that or troubled us, we have mentally, we always consider they have come to train us to become more stronger like commandos. That is my Guru's grace who has sent them to me, so that I remain alert, I remain strong, I develop much better to face the challenges of this world. Like that we have thought, and that has given a lot of self-confidence, much more love for our Guru. Oh, how beautifully our Guru always cares for us. I am under the protection of my Guru. No problem, he doesn't allow me to let off the guard. He always wants me to be alert. So like that we have thought positively, even if anybody has tried. That's a different thing. Outside action has been different. We would have defended the ashram, we would have defended anything, but mentally we don't have any ill will towards anybody. They are Swamiji's agents who have come to trouble me and train me as a commando. So if you go for a training in the army or anywhere, the boss will be shouting, Come on, are you ready to do this? Come on, run now. They appear as if they are your enemy and they want to cut your head trouble, but they are training. They are training you. They want you to be more perfect, more and more perfect. That's why they are shouting at you. Swamiji shouted, it appeared as if he considered me his enemy, but no, he considered me his loving child. He wanted me to be more updated, more perfect. So that's how things happen. We considered that. That helped us to remain surrendered and no ego. We couldn't give up the Guru and go away anywhere. We stayed. We are here.
Thank you, Babaji. One question has come in. Is it necessary for a guru to humiliate or abuse a seeker? Because there are cases where gurus have perhaps, or people who claim to be gurus, have abused that power.
You see, a real guru will not abuse. Intentionally, he will not humiliate also. If you have that ego, you have a personal agenda, then you start thinking as if you have been humiliated. The guru will not have anything in the mind. Nothing is necessary. If you can lose the ego, there is no caning is necessary. If you ask, is the caning necessary? So you just meditate and lose your ego, so I don't have to cane you. If you don't authorize me, I don't have to cane you. That's it. I will simply love, I will talk sweet words. Oh, how great, how I will fold my hands even, and then, okay, come on. That's all I will do. Then don't blame me that I did not train you properly. Then I did not give the right message, I did not teach you. I could have allowed all of you to keep dancing all the time. Why would I ask you? No, enough. Enough of dancing. If you have to dance, go out. You don't sit in this hall. If you want to meditate, you sit. You sit down with all the discipline. Close your eyes. Gently keep watching. I insist. You talk of dimensions, no dimensions. You sit down, you meditate, cleanly watch. And you talk of different worlds, no other world. You sit down, you meditate, silence your mind. I insist. You go round, you ask anything, you keep asking. I will come back to just sit down, keep watching in between eyebrows. Silence your mind. Then you will know yourself. That is the greatest wonder, amazing existence of yourself. Focus on the consciousness of existence. You have to go beyond. So that's what will happen. So you have to do this one. Like we insist. I try to be as sweet as possible. You tell me, many of you have been watching me since 20 years. I don't become rude easily. I don't lose temper easily. Very rarely that happens. But don't ask Ambaji about this. Thank you.
Babaji. One last question. You talk about authorizing the guru. Is that authorization just the state of mind of a devotee? They just internally do that. They don't have to email the guru or tell them.
Yes, definitely. It is the internal thing. You accept the guru, and come what may be, you don't give up the guru. You have to do the sadhana. You don't bother about the guru's life. If the guru is a pseudo guru, a wrong guru, you don't go closer to the guru. You don't sit in the bedroom of the guru. You just sit in the sadhana place and just do that sadhana, whatever he tells. Even if it is an ordinary person, you can become self-realized. It's not necessary that the master has to be self-realized. If you have that faith in yourself, that faith in the divinity, in the divine, it's God who graces upon you to give you such a wonderful right guru, a self-realized guru. If you are sincere, God will definitely bless you with a sincere guru. First thing that I have always answered, that as a student, as a seeker, you need to be sincere. Then you will not compromise for any other thing. Many people come, they ask me, do you read the mind? Can you tell the future? All these type of questions. When says, then they say, oh, this is not a right guru for us, they go away. That was what their expectation. They don't want to meditate. They don't not interested in any self-realization. Nothing about the yourself, myself, who am I, nothing. They just want some chain or some ring or some blessings, some reading their mind or telling their future, colorfully talking. They get carried away. So we don't do that when we don't want to do it. So this is one resolve I did. I will just try to talk the truth. If they are interested in this, they will be there. If they are not interested, they will go away. That means their time has not yet come. They are still not fortunate enough. They will have to go round for some more lives or ages. Then they will come back again when they really need the self. That was the attitude the ancient time gurus used to have. Not easily give. They used to check and test whether they are really ready for that self-realization. Until then, they wouldn't initiate. They would ask them to serve in the monasteries when they go to the ancient time gurus. You go to the forest and bring the firewood, you keep dusting this, you keep doing this, you keep cooking in my kitchen like that. The students would be bewildered. When will the master initiate? They will be wondering, but they will wait with all the patience. That patience, the masters used to test them. That is what is important. So if they are really for self-realization, they will go further. They will not give up. They will not expect any groups or any groupisms or any other personal agendas, nothing. We want to meditate, we will meditate.